Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Logan, and this is the I've Read This YouTube channel. I am so sorry for not posting in so long. I think it's been probably 3 months since I've made a video, and I don't really have a good excuse other than I'm busy, but I know everyone is. Honestly, sometimes I forget I even have a YouTube channel. So my apologies. It is obviously close to Halloween. So you can see I've got a little thing going on here. So I thought I'd record my video in front of my decorated piano instead of my regular bookshelf. And I have a Halloween themed book for you tonight. So this book is called Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doughty. And Caitlin is a certified mortician, and she has her own funeral home, and she's also a YouTube star. So I'll link to her YouTube channel below. You can check it out. But basically, she just answers people's questions about death and funerals and what happens to dead bodies and cremations and all that sort of stuff. And this book is very similar to that. It's basically her answers to questions that children have asked her about death. Now, I should be clear that this book is not for children, or at least in my opinion, it isn't. There's some pretty graphic descriptions and some of her answers to her questions. And there's also these illustrations at the beginning of each question, and some of them are super creepy. They're cute and they're funny and they're really cool, and I could see this kind of thing appealing to a huge group of adults for sure. Like, people I know personally would eat this up, but I think if you were going to give this to a preteen or something, it might give them nightmares. And really, what teenagers think about death anyways? It's really, you only start thinking about this sort of stuff when you get old anyway. So yeah, the book is basically just made up of questions, and then she usually takes around 3 or 4 pages to answer each question. And some of the questions, for example, are, can I get my parents' skulls after they die? Will my hair keep growing in my coffin after I'm buried? Do bodies in the cemetery make the water we drink taste bad? So they're all kind of zany questions, but realistically, I didn't know the answer to a single one of them before I read this book. So I was genuinely interested in reading her answers. And she's very thorough. It's clearly a well-researched book. There's, a huge, there's a bunch of references at the back, so you can tell she's done a lot of research as well. And if you just Google her name, you'll see that she's done a bunch of TED Talks, that sort of thing about death. And it seems like she's basically just trying to kind of diffuse the mystery around death for people, and really empower us with knowledge about what happens in the whole process of death, and just giving us more information, so when we're preparing for our own end of life, we can make things as easy as possible on our loved ones. So I really appreciate where she's coming from, and I think this is really useful information for anyone to have. But the way that she writes this book is actually quite funny. She makes a lot of jokes. She writes it in a very conversational style, so it's extremely easy to follow. But she really does talk about some interesting stuff, and I learned a ton after reading it. So I highly recommend this book. And obviously it's really fun to read around Halloween, because it's all about dead bodies and ghosts and all that sort of thing. But I think it's a useful book to just have around any time of year. Maybe even a gift. Christmas is coming up, so you never know. So there you go. Definitely thumbs up for this one. Will my cat eat my eyeballs? And the answer is eventually yes. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. And we're coming up to the holiday season, as I mentioned. Typically I order the short story advent calendar from Hingston and Olsen. I'll also link to that below. I was originally planning on not doing that this year because I find making a video every single day overwhelming, especially since I post to this channel like only a few times a year. But you know, I think a bunch of people on Twitter seemed upset that I wasn't, and I actually started to feel really left out. I was like, oh, maybe I should just get the advent calendar. So I think I am gonna get the advent calendar again this year. I've just ordered it in cobalt, FYI, because it comes in different colors now. And I think I'll probably just do a few YouTube videos summarizing the stories instead of one every single day. Because really, who has time to watch a YouTube video every single day anyways? Probably no one. So this will make your life easier as well if you want to follow along. Hopefully I'll post another video in between now and Christmas time, but if I don't, I will definitely see you on December 1st. And as always, I appreciate you guys following my bookish adventures, and please never hesitate to leave me questions or comments below. I love hearing from you guys. So yeah, I think that's about it. Happy Halloween and have a good night. Bye.